In 1981, executives at Porsche gave the green light for an ultra-special 911. This supercar project was conceived to raise the bar for future 911 production cars, which at the time started to linger. In 1983, Porsche presented the concept car then called the Group B because the intent was to race it in the Group B rally class, which was cancelled even before the production car started, but with most of the development completed, Porsche still went ahead. The Porsche 959 was introduced to the public in 1986 and finished first, second, and sixth at the grueling 3-week desert race Paris-Dakar. Also that same year, a track version with the nomenclature 961 won its class at Le Mans, and production of the street road version started in 1986 to be delivered in 1987. The Porsche 959 became known as the most advanced car in the world by leaps and bounds. Looking at it, its 911 routes were undeniable, but the tracks were so wide that fenders grew out considerably, including door sills to form a flowing streamlined shape with a high rear wing as an integral part of the body. Also, two massive air vents on both sides of the front and rear bumpers allowed the 959 to pierce through the air, helped by tear-shaped side mirrors. Even the air intakes on the rear fenders were all rounded and smoothed out, giving a compact and organic egg shape to the 959. All this constitute a zero lift and a drag coefficient of 0.31 needed for 196 miles per hour or 315 km per hour top speed, making the Porsche 959 the fastest production car in the world until the introduction of the Ferrari F40 later on that same year. The chassis was composed of aluminum and Kevlar. The engine was derived from the racing Porsche 935 and was a dry sump 2.8 liter or 174 cubic inch flat 6 twin cam of 24 valves with water-cooled cylinder heads and a air-cooled cylinder block. It was fed by two sequential turbos and developed 450 horsepower at 6,500 RPM, with a torque figure surprisingly low of 369 foot-pound at a high 5,500 RPM. The advantage of having two sequential turbos was to reduce turbo lag, usually caused by the use of a large single turbo. The other major innovation came from the transmission. This one was the world's first production 6-speed manual unit and was linked to an all-wheel drive system with PSK allowing automatic transfer of torque from the rear to the front wheels. The 5-branch magnesium wheels also were hollow inside, with a tire pressure sensor, and run-flat tires were fitted for high-speed driving. For the last technological madness, the ride's height was also automatically adjustable with 3 different settings, allowing for a comfortable ride to a firmer ride, adding stability on the lowest position at high speed. All this technology, not seen on any exotic car manufacturer for at least another decade, rocketed the 959 to 62 miles per hour from a standstill point in 3.9 seconds, while the quarter mile was done in 12 seconds. 2 versions of the Porsche 959 could be ordered: the comfort version and the rare sport version, believed to have been produced at only 29 units. The sport version was 100 kilo or 220 pounds lighter, made possible with the deletion of the adjustable ride height system, rear seats, air conditioning, power windows, and a few more minor items. The interior was 911-esque at best, and only the suspension setting dials in front of the gearbox lever, the turbo gauge, suspension with four-wheel drive gauges, and indicators were different from a standard 911. Production of the Porsche 959 ended in 1989 with just over 337 cars built, but in 1992 to 1993 a batch of 8 959s were assembled with leftover parts laying around. At $250,000, the rumor circulated that it cost Porsche twice that amount to produce each 959, and we believe it.